Hey guys, it's Randy with Randy Reviews and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing another book review while I do my hair. I did a keratin mask. It really was just like a deep condition. I did that on Thursday, and then yesterday, which was Friday, I shampooed, um, and then I just did a leave-in conditioner and oil. It's like a mix of like a whole bunch of different oils on top. And then I twisted in like big sections and let it dry kind of overnight. I really wanted my roots to be mostly dry. The ends, I'm not too worried about, but I really wanted my roots to be dry because I'm doing Bantu knots. And if you know, you know. If you do Bantu knots while your hair is still wet, them things will take days to dry, okay? Trust me, I've done it. And then if you take it down when they're not all the way dry, it doesn't set. So they're very finicky. So I'm trying a new method. This is the first time I've ever tried to do them like this, but because I haven't been doing natural hairstyles, like I've mostly been wearing braids and crochet braids and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get back into the groove. I'm trying to figure out what products I like or work on my hair, as well as just learning how to redo styles that I used to do a lot. So I wore a twist out. I did a flat twist out last time. Then after that, I wore just a twist out and I kind of knotted the ends because my ends, it don't matter what, y'all, they don't really curl, as you can see. And it's not heat damage. It's not nothing. Like, that's just my hair. So I always have to do something at the ends. I usually put um, a perm rod, something, so that they'll be curly. But the Bantu knots, I know, because you're wrapping them all the way through, the ends will be curly. So that's what I'm going for. I'm using this Curl La La Defining Curl Custard. I've used this plenty of times. I've had this one. This is like my second or third thing of this. I actually wanted to try a mousse, but I don't have no mousse, and I don't feel like going to the store or waiting. Like, I'm trying to get this done. Like, usually I do my hair all in one go, but because now I have a baby and life be lifing, this is like day 3 of hair. So I'm just ready to be done. So I'm going to use this. And I'm going to talk to you guys about my most recent book that I finished. It was called Sky Full of Elephants by Cebo Campbell, or Cebo Campbell, something like that. Cebo Campbell. I'm doing a spoiler review. I'm going play by play. So if you do not want to hear what happened, in the whole book, then you might want to just exit this video because your girl likes to talk and I don't want to do no synopsis and then be like, okay, y'all. No, I want to tell everything that happened because that's how I process it in my brain. So let's get started. So Sky Full of Elephants was about a future with no white people in America. Basically, what happens is one day, everybody just minding their good old business, and all of the white, I'm gonna say people of who consider themselves white. Let's say it like that, because not all of the white people technically, or people who have white in them. This happened too, but people who consider themselves white or have European descent, one day they all just wake up and walk into the lake and commit suicide. Walk into whatever body of water near them and commit suicide. Lake, ocean, river, whatever. Anything deep enough for them to drown themselves in, they do. So the two main characters is Charlie and Scott. What was the damn? Sydney. Charlie and Sydney. Sydney is biracial. Her mother was white and her daddy is black. Her daddy is Charlie. Charlie has spent the last 20 years in prison because his baby mother claimed that he raped her. So he went to jail for 20 years for rape. the baby who was born out of that relationship is Sydney. Boom. Charles' real name is Sydney, so she's named after her daddy. Me being a baby named after her father, that already hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, damn. And this is another kicker. She is now 19 in the book when she's reaching out to Charlie. I didn't meet my daddy until I was 19. Boom. Okay, anyway. So the book goes, Charlie, after the event is what they calling it, where all these people killed themselves, the world has changed, especially for Black people. And this is really from an American perspective because they don't really say what's happening in other countries. It's mostly just from American perspective, U.S. perspective. So anyway, Charlie is now a professor at Howard and a math professor. And it goes into his backstory of how, you know, growing up, he was a fix-it boy. You know, he knew how to fix radio. It started with radios, and then it went into, you know, everything, anything technology, VCRs, DVD players, computer systems, anything, electronic issues in cars, blah, blah, blah. He was the guy that people would come to get their stuff fixed. He was, you know, just really smart. So he had a bright future. I'm guessing, because it never goes into detail of what time frame this is. So based on the fact that he was saying he started off fixing radios and VCRs and stuff, I'm guessing he was like an 80s baby. So this was taking place in like the 90s where he was fixing this stuff. So boom, he grows up, becomes a young man around, I think he was 18 or so. He is off hanging out in this little town, this little college town. And it didn't really go into detail if he was going to that college or why he was there. But basically, he was in a little college town. And he meets this young lady named Elizabeth. And they hit it off. Boom. Immediately. Now, Elizabeth is white. So this is another reason why I'm thinking it's probably in the 80s or so. Maybe early 90s. But anyway. After about 2 or 3 days of him and Elizabeth hanging out, they become smitten with each other, honey. So you know what that means. What teenagers like to do when they like somebody. Do. So he goes with Elizabeth to her dorm room and they hooking up or whatever. Fast forward, somebody busts through the door, snatches him out the bed naked, and starts beating his ass. And he's just all confused because he's like, what the hell? So once the lights come on and he see what's going on, it's some white guys beating him up. And one of the white guys says, you tried to rape my sister? Blah, 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 blah. And shoots him in the stomach. Nobody tries to do any type of help. They never call, you know, the ambulance or nothing. The police gets called, I guess, from all the ruckus or whatnot. And they come right in. Like I said, no medical attention. This man is shot, bleeding. They still don't give him no medical attention when they show up. They question him. He's by himself. He has nobody with him. Like, he literally is a stranger in a Stranger Things type of situation. Like, he in a Twilight Zone. Nobody's there that he know besides the girl that he would been hanging out with. And all of these men is proclaiming, you know, that he attacked this woman. But he shot, so he can't defend himself or nothing. He just laying there, I guess. So boom, he go to prison. They have court or whatever, and the young lady testifies that he raped her because the person who shot him was her brother. Boom, testifies that he raped her. So he goes to jail. He spends the next 20 years in jail. He never gets to do any of the stuff he desired as far as going to college, becoming, you know, an engineer, none of that stuff, because his life is just cut short over some senseless BS. Even without the racist aspect, obviously they were racist, but even without that part, it was just senseless. It's like they two grown adults. It wasn't like she was a kid and he was an adult. They two grown adults. Boom, y'all get caught. Y'all, even if y'all beat him up and let him go, why would you shoot him? Like, why in your right mind would you shoot this man? And come to find out, they was in her brother's dorm. FYI, it was not her dorm. It was her brother's dorm. Just keep that in mind. Once the event happens, you know, all the white people dead, he gets out of prison. We'll go on how he got out further down the line, but he gets out of prison and he has no, he knows where to, no, he doesn't know where to go or what to do besides go to the school that he always wanted to go to, which was Howard University. And for those who don't know, Howard is a historically black college. So he's like, okay, some black people got to be at this school. He go to Howard. Howard's still open, still doing their thing. I mean, obviously it's probably not exactly the same, but they still open. So he go to Howard to, you know, just basically find a village and end up, I can't tell, they didn't really go into depth if he started off as a student first and then became a teacher, or if they just needed teachers so bad that they let him become a teacher even without any type of degree. But either way, he becomes a professor at Howard. So where the story started off is that Charlie's a professor at Howard, a math professor. He's talking to his students about math stuff, and he gets a call. And it's from Sydney. Sydney is like, I'm Elizabeth's daughter. I need you to take me to Florida, or not Florida, Alabama, and that's that, period. You my biological daddy, but I don't got nothing to do with, I don't want nothing to do with you. I just need you to take me there. So he's taken aback because he never expected, I guess, for his daughter to be calling him. And it wasn't clear to me if he knew about her initially. So he seemed a bit surprised, but it wasn't like he was like, damn, I got a daughter? What? You know? So anyway, she called. She like, I need your help. I need you to take me down to Alabama. Now he in DC because he's in at Howard. And then she is in, where is she at? Wisconsin or Illinois? She's somewhere in the Midwest. So he like, okay, I can do that or whatever. So the story is basically starts off with his journey to get to her. And I ain't gonna go into too much detail. That was kind of like a little bit of just flowery bits, no real plot happening, but basically he gets on the road, he makes a few stops, he gets to her. He gets to her, she crazy acting, y'all. She come out with a big ass shotgun. She act like she want to kill him, even though she know that's her daddy, because basically they look alike in the face. She's still acting crazy though. Whatever, he talk her down, she let him in the house. She tells him, you know, we need to hit the road. He like, well, first of all, the sun, because everything is solar powered now. So he like, first of all, the sun about to go down. So we ain't gonna have enough charge to get to where we need to go. So we need to wait till the morning. But she don't trust him, you know. Obviously she don't trust him because she's don't know him. You know what I'm saying? She hasn't, this is her first time meeting him. But she also doesn't trust him because, you know, she's been raised with her white family. Now, if you know that her uncle was racist, more than likely, most of the family was racist. I'ma just assume. Because that's a learned behavior. You know what I'm saying? So, imagine being a mixed child that looks black, because that was apparent throughout the book that she looks black. She does not look white. She has curly hair. She often tries to straighten her hair to look more presentable. So she looks black, but she's raised in a racist family. in a racist area because other racist stuff happened down in history that tells us this area is racist too. It's not just her family. So she don't trust Charlie, period. She like, you can sleep in your car until it's time to go. Now she live in a mansion. Big ass mansion. She tell this man he gotta sleep in the car. He like, all right, whatever. So he go outside to sleep in the car. Meanwhile, she in there struggling, honey, struggling. A family, because the word is ended basically, a family is coming up to the house. They thinking this house empty and they about to, squat or live there for the day or night or week or whatever. But they coming in to settle in. And the first person from the family that you see is a young boy. They made it clear that he was little, like less than 10. Cindy don't care. She like, baby, this is my house. This is my mama house. This is my granny house. Whoever come in here, you're getting got. So she tries to shoot this young little boy. The daddy come in after him. She see the daddy, she really shook. Now, luckily, Charlie didn't go to sleep and he can hear the ruckus. So he comes in and see what's going on. And he like, hey, they one of us. Why are you trying to kill them? And she like, I'm not one of them. I don't know what you mean. I don't know why you keep saying us. So he talks her down from about to shoot the family or whatever. They leave. Boom. After that, she runs outside. Now, mind you, her whole family was white. Her mama, her stepdaddy, her 2 brothers. She was there because they live off a lake. So she watched them commit suicide. They didn't just go to the lake and she didn't know what happened. She literally watched them. She tried to stop them. She tried to kill herself with them. Like, it was a whole thing because she lived right in front of a lake. So she saw everything that happened. And obviously that's traumatizing. But it's like she go back to the lake to go visit her family, like that's where her family is at in her mind, because she only 19. So it's not like, she just got this maturity about herself to understand life and death and all of that. So she go back there often to visit with her family, and that's where she go after the whole issue where she tried to shoot the boy. So boom, Charlie, they try to connect throughout the book. He try to connect with her, but he understands too, like, that she don't trust him. So he don't be digging too hard, but he just let her know, like, you can't be like that. You can't be trying to shoot no little kid just because they coming in your house. We understand this your family house. We understand this, and that. And mind you, this happened a year ago when all these people killed themselves. She never left her house. This whole time she's been living there because she want to be able to go visit that lake, like basically visiting a grave site, So she didn't really want to leave. And because she never got herself together mentally, she messed up. Her hair still halfway flat ironed from a year ago. So that tells you what you need to know. Basically, she ain't doing no upkeep or nothing. She just in there. Anyway, so boom, they get on the road. The first place she want to stop is Kenosha. This why I believe she was like in the Midwest, because I think Kenosha was in Wisconsin or Minnesota, one of them. So she wants to stop in Kenosha, but she won't tell him who, what, when, where, why, how. She just basically giving him a directive, like, take me here, you owe me, woo-doo-woo-woo. So he keep asking her, like, why you want to go to Kenosha? Who live in Kenosha? Who house is this? She not answering none of the questions. So that's when they get there and he see the pictures on the wall, he realized that this is the house of the uncle, because she said it's my auntie house, but technically it's her uncle's house. The auntie is the in-law. It's the house of the man who shot him 20 years ago. So that's when they do the flashback and tell you what happened to him and all this and that, and how he ended up in jail. So he fucked up, you know. He's sitting in there, he like, you know, thinking about everything that's happened to him and how, you know, his whole life was taken away from him senselessly. And while he's sitting there going down memory lane, he hear his daughter start screaming. So he goes out to find her, and it's a black man with a Ku Klux Klan mask on, spouting all type of racist stuff, you know, calling her the N-word and just everything, and basically about to kill her. So he takes the gun that she had, because she brought her shotgun with her, and he's like, I'll kill you, you know, if you don't let my daughter go. So the man has like two personalities, because it's like once he seen the gun and stuff, he stopped being racist and he started talking regular, like a regular man and not like a clanner. And he's like, I'm sorry, you know, something, I don't mean no harm, woo, woo, woo. So he like, what's your name? He like, well, they call me Little, you know, blah, 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 blah. So that's the whole thing. He talked Little down, Little leave. As Little is leaving, the Ku Klux Klan man in his head comes back. That personality comes back. But whatever, they make it out. So next, they go to Chicago. While they're in Chicago, they go to the airport. The airport, y'all, is still running by all black people. Now, you don't need any money to fly. You get some type of little stamp to say you can fly within 7 days. If you don't fly within 7 days, like if you don't leave the airport and go nowhere within 7 days, then you can't get another stamp until a month later. So this is how they're kind of regulating how often people can fly, because obviously they don't have enough planes and pilots and airports to support, you know, people flying every day. So they describing how the airport is set up, and to me, it's giving, like if you've been to like Jamaica or Mexico, like rural areas, and they have those big old markets, and it's like everybody is just out selling food, selling, you know, dresses, whatever. People, you know, sitting around, they got dogs. Like that's how it was. That's the vibe it was giving me in my head about this airport. Like open free market where people just doing whatever they want to do. Everybody coexisting with no issues. They do have security, but you know, basically they was giving the thought was that you didn't really need no security because everybody pretty much get along, and the people who, you know, do cause trouble, they just throw them out and they go on. They really didn't discuss like what happens to guns and stuff. Like I know obviously they're still available because Sydney had one, but they never talked about like if the security guards had guns or if other people had guns or if weapons was allowed in the airport or nothing like that. But I'm gonna just assume no, they wasn't allowed. But anyway, boom, they go and they like, we want to go to Alabama. Nah, it's already been discussed multiple times throughout the book that you don't go to the South, period. Nobody's going to the South. Everybody's fleeing from the South. People's coming north. And it was giving me kind of like a throwback to the 60s and, well, even before the 60s, like the 30s, 40s, when black people migrated, left the South, and came north because of the extreme violence and terrorism from, you know, Ku Klux Klan and everybody else. So they was basically saying like, black people is in the North. We're safer there. It's better there. Don't go South. But they never said why, because I'm like, if all the white people did, are black people in the South now taking this, you know, this mindset like, oh, we the new white people, so when y'all come down here, we gonna treat you bad? Like, I didn't understand why they kept saying don't go to the South. But anyway, they telling them, you know, it's only one pilot in the airport who will fly to the South. His name is Sailor. And so they like, you know, obviously because there's no money, they like, you got to give him something or want something. You have to give him something or have something that he want in order for him to take you, because he just love to fly, period. Like, he love danger, he love to fly. So you got to go over there and talk to him. If not, then y'all gonna, you know, y'all gonna have to go somewhere else, or y'all gonna forfeit y'all passes and y'all won't be able to get another pass for 30 days. So they go over there and meet, or they trying to meet Sailor, but it's a customer service rep, you know, because they still trying to keep it, you know, kind of similar to how it used to be. So it's a customer service rep. The customer service rep is transgender. They were going back and forth from perspectives, like Charlie's perspective and Sydney's perspective. In Sydney's perspective, she saw the person name was Zoo. She saw Zoo as a she. So she was calling Zoo she. But Charlie, being older and understanding transgender and everything, he could realize that they were probably non-binary. So he was calling them they. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to call them she, because I'm still working on my pronouns. So anyway, and come to find out that she did trans from a male to a female. So you can use she. But anyway, Zoo was her name. So boom, they bring Zoo into the whole mix as a likable character off the top. Charlie like her, and Sydney. So while Charlie is trying to convince Zoo to let him speak to Sailor, we found out that Zoo is Sailor's child, Sailor's daughter. So Sailor come out. He like, why y'all want to go down there or whatever. So Charlie tell him flat out, my daughter want to go there. You know, I'm just taking her there. You know, I don't know why she want to go there, but that's where she want to go. So him and Sailor go off to talk, and Zoo takes Charlie out of the airport, because she could tell, like, you need a little moment, because she just real hostile towards Charlie, and she just real hostile towards all these black people. She like, these people in here, they ain't work for nothing, and how they in the airport just sitting around. Like, she really mad that black people was like living their life. Like, that's the vibe I get. She just mad, period. Because her whole family was white, and her whole family is dead. So I can get why she's upset. And she don't view herself as black. Like, ain't no blackness been instilled in her. You know what I'm saying? She's grown up in a white, rural town with rich white families. And so she don't understand this. So she messed up. But anyway, Zoo take her out to try to calm her down and give her just a little peace of mind, and show her, you know, Chicago, because they in the city. Chicago booming. Chicago is booming, y'all. The way they describe it, Chicago is booming. People is out shopping and eating. They still got hot dog carts. So Zoo buys her a hot dog, because I don't think Sydney, you know, has even been like, I don't even know what she's been eating for the last year. I guess just cans of food or something. I don't know. But yeah, so she buy her hot dog. She talking to her. And that's when they see somebody's having a quinceañera. And she sees it, and she talks about how she always wanted a quinceañera. But when she was 15, she was a boy. And her mama was like, baby, you can't have no quinceañera. Her mama was Mexican. She like, baby, you can't have no quinceañera, honey, because you a boy. So, you know, now that she's a girl, Sydney is like, why don't you go ahead and have a quinceañera now? And she like, girl, I don't even want no quinceañera. Like, I'm past that. Anyway, it's just a little cute moment. They go back to they flip back to the airport. Charlie is helping Sailor. Well, no, they talking. Sailor could tell he was in jail. So they talking, whatever. And basically, they connecting, and they connect on that line because Sailor also went to jail. I forgot what he went to jail for. But he was in the army first, then he went to jail. He got out of jail. He couldn't fly no planes because of his, because of his status, because of his criminal status. So he used to just work on planes and stuff. So when this happened, and they needed pilots, this was perfect for him because now he can go back to doing what he loved, which is flying planes. So he tells Charlie that his whole plan is to build a private airport or whatever. He got land already. He got a plane already. But in order to fly, he's going to need more oil. Nah, they said everything's solar powered. Obviously, the planes ain't solar powered. I mean, yeah, solar powered, but the planes ain't solar powered. So they need oil. So he's like, if you go to Alabama, if I take you to Alabama, you have to drive me back a oil bus. So he like, all right, bet. That's what it is. So they leave. They get on the plane. They go to Alabama. She wants to go to Orange Beach. I think that was the name of the city. It was something beach, but she wants to go to this place, but they're going to fly to Mobile. Now, mind you, everybody's saying don't go to Alabama, don't go to Alabama. Trying to act like, it's crazy down there. They land in Mobile, get off the plane. As soon as they get off the plane, they met, by a group of people with knives, but the people not really aggressive though. They just got the knives but they not like, what the fuck you doing here? They just like, hey, get on this bus, woo woo woo. But Sailor ain't going for that, baby. He got his gun. He like, no, I ain't getting on no bus. But everybody else get on the bus. Zoo, Charlie, Sydney. They take them to meet the king. So they had already discussed how in Alabama, in Mobile, they have a king. I mean, no, in Alabama, Mobile is like the capital, but the whole entire state, they consider this person the king of Alabama. So they didn't become a monarchy. They got a king and queen. So they making it seem like I said, it's something super negative or super racist about this whole situation. Come to find out, it's about two black people that basically set up recreated a setup that they had back in Haiti for black people to come and thrive. So now throughout the book, they had been intertwining this story about Vivian and Hosea, and I never knew why. I'm like, why they keep talking about Vivian and Hosea? Who is these people? I'm waiting for them to be introduced because they didn't told us how they went to Haiti, how they did this, how they did that, but they hadn't came to the book yet. So now we meet Vivian and Hosea. Vivian and Hosea are the king and queen of Alabama. Basically, Vivian specifically, had family in Haiti, had land in Haiti. She didn't like how they was being treated in the U.S., so she decided to take her kids to Haiti. And when they got over there, they was met with they was embraced and everything. And so they basically spent their time in Haiti creating a community, a village, learning all these different ways to do different stuff, technology, blah blah blah. So when all of this happened back in the U.S. and all these people died, they we could take what we learned over here and go help our people. So that's what they did. They came back. Hosea had land in Mobile that his family left him in Mobile. So he was able to set up, boom, and they start letting people come. Also, in Orange Beach, where Sydney is trying to go, is people that lives over there too, but they a different type of people, which we'll get to, because this kind of threw me for a loop. But anyway, they trying to figure out, so they asking them, why y'all want to go to Orange Beach? And Charlie can't really answer because he don't know. He just I'm just trying to help my daughter out. So Vivian's daughter named, what was her name? Nona. Nona is the wise one, Vivian the wise one, but Nona is the wise one. So sometimes she just say stuff and people roll with it. So she look at Sydney. She you my sister, and I'm gonna help you. And when Once you're able to tell me why you want to go to Orange Beach, you can go. So Sydney mad as hell. She like, what? I don't want to stay here with y'all. I want to go with down there. Cause her uncle's wife left her a note on her house saying, we're not all dead. Come to Orange Beach, Florida. So that's why she want to go there, because she think that her aunt is there, and her aunt is the last of her family. So boom, they that's why she this whole time been wanting to go there. That's why she went to the auntie house, and that's why she been wanting to go there, because she like, I got this letter from her auntie, from my aunt, and I want to go see if she alive, you know. Even though her and her aunt was not close at all, they didn't really have a close relationship. Basically, Sydney was like an outcast of the family because she was mixed. The only people that really dealt with her was her stepdaddy and her mama. You know, her auntie and uncle and grandparents and stuff, they was cordial, but they weren't like super loving to her. But she like, I'm taking anything I got. Even though she got her daddy, she like, I don't trust him. Obviously, he wasn't a part of my life all this time for some reason. So, F him. Nobody ever told her what happened and why her daddy wasn't there. Nobody told her that her daddy was in jail. Nobody told her that her mama lied and said that she got raped. Nobody told her that her uncle shot her daddy. None of that. She don't know none of that. And Charlie has basically told himself he ain't gonna tell her, because he like, I'm already a bad guy. I don't want to be the conveyor of bad news. So she don't know the scout. Anyway, so yeah, so they spend the next couple days in Mobile, living it up. The people is nice. The people is very you know, helpful. They spiritual. They doing all type of, you know, cultural things that black people do. Whether you Caribbean black, African black, American black, we all do the same thing. Cook for our people, get them somewhere to sleep, lay their head down, take care of them, do each other hair. Like, this is all the stuff that they're doing for Charlie and Sydney while they staying here. So Sydney, at first, she was trying to, you know, not take the help, but she was feeling it, you know, because as you should. Like, mind you, she ain't never been around no black people for real. So they doing her hair, helping her. Her hair been matted for a year. So I know she was happy about that. Anything else, okay, whatever. But that right there was good. They got food. They had a feast. They had a dance. Like, they just went all out. Charlie met him a whole little woman. They hooks up after the dance, so he living his best life. First, she gave him a bath. So you already know he was in heaven. Then she, you know, hooked him up. Whatever. They hook up. So the next day or next couple days, they like, you know, we grow all the food for the whole state. We even give it to the people in Orange Beach, you know. So I'm about to take you to the field. Everybody got to go work the fields. And when you work in the fields, it's people down here that need help. Now, they didn't really say what kind of help. They just like, they need help. So Zoo and Sydney goes off to work the fields, work at the farm, and help the people. In the meantime, Charlie is kicking it with King Hosea. So King Hosea is telling him all about their time in Haiti and everything. And basically, they had started building this machine. And the whole purpose of this machine was for all the black people in the world to communicate for one another, to be able to communicate to one another. They created like a little prototype. And when they turned that thing on is when all them white people killed themselves. So that's when we find out that Hosea and his family is the cause. I'm not going to say the reason, but the cause of why those people committed suicide. This machine did something to them. It was meant for black people, but somehow subconsciously it created a point of discernment for white people. And from Hosea's perspective, it flooded them with all of the black emotions. And because they know that they never really did anything to atone. They never really did anything to atone for the crimes that was committed against black people, all the way from slavery to still now shit, that they couldn't take it and they committed suicide. That was his words. But honestly, we don't really know why these people killed themselves, because they're dead. But now the machine is broke. After they did a little test on it, it's broke. It won't work. Now, mind you, Charlie is a fixer. That's what he's called himself. That's what he did. So they like, we need you to help us fix this machine. But Charlie messed up. He like, I don't want to help y'all fix a machine that killed billions of people, you know? But he's also like, what if we turn it on again and it kill more people? Because come to find out, the people in Orange Beach are all the people who still hold a white ideology. Now, let's be clear. They are not white. They are mixed race people. Whether it's Asian and white, black and white, whatever. They are all mixed race people. But they hold the ideologies of white people, white Americans. So they lived, but they don't want to be a part of the new black society. So they made this little town their town. It's like, you know, they living in the olden days, basically. They still got restaurants and Starbucks, and they still, you know, running with their dogs, and they got police. Like, they literally set it up like any American town pre-event. So this is why her auntie said, we're not all dead, and this is where she's at. So after Sydney helps at the doodad, you know, everybody, because it's been days now, she like, I still want to go to Orange Beach. Oh, and she met her little boo too, Nona's brother. So she telling him like, I still want to go there because I still need to see what is going on, like if my auntie is really alive. So, but it's not so much of her not wanting to go there to get away from black people or because she feel like she is isolated. It's more so because she just want to figure out what's going on. So he like, bet, let's go. I'll take you. So he was about to take her, but they had to go back. They had to go back to Mobile after the farm. So when they go back, she talking to her daddy or whatever, and she still like on tip with her daddy about the whole thing with her mama. So he finally like, F it, I gotta tell you. No, that's not what happened. He was able to use the sample machine, and when he used it, it like basically cleared his mind and made him realize what he had to do. So he was like, I gotta tell Sydney what happened. Like, I gotta tell her the real story. If I don't tell her, then she'll never know, you know, her true identity and what's really going on, why I wasn't there. So he tells her about the whole situation with his mama, the rape, all of that. And it's like, she don't really fight it. She's still upset, obviously, but she don't fight the truth that this is probably what happened, and this is probably why your daddy wasn't in your life, you know, and that your mama was a liar. He gives her a letter that her mama wrote to him while he was in prison. And it basically tells in that letter that she knew that she was wrong for what she did and that she was sorry. So obviously it's bam, right there, confession. Your mama lied on me, said I raped her, let her brother shoot me, and I spent 20 years in jail. Never got to see my baby, never got to go to college, never got to do nothing with my life. So she like, all right, give me the letter. Boom, she run off. She like, I'm going to Orange Beach, period. I'm tired of this. I need to see my auntie and talk to her, especially now that she didn't got this letter. So she about to hijack a bus to go over there. But the boy that like her, he like, you don't got to do that. I'll take you. Period. Let's go. They go. When they get to Orange Beach, I guess it's Sunday. They don't really know what days it is and stuff no more. I guess because everything is offline. So they just going off a day and night. But they kind of in a synced thing. So in my mind, it's Sunday, the way based on what they doing. So they pull up. It's a big church tent. And they having a church revival. She walk in the tent. Who up there on the stage? Her auntie. As soon as her auntie see her, she like, come up on the stage. My niece here. Blah, 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 blah. Woo, woo, woo. Trying to act like she's so happy that her niece here. But obviously she also see that she with this black boy. So she like, So anyway, they go back to the back. They go back to the back with the auntie and the pastor, who is her husband, and they talking to her. So, they like trying to force her basically to join the church. So, Sydney mad. She like, I didn't come here to join no church. I came here to find you. You, my family. Woo, woo, woo. So, come to find out, the only reason that the auntie even wanted her to come is because they have what they call white walkers, people who walk till they can't walk no more, to basically commit suicide so that they can go to heaven. And if you bring people to become white walkers, they are counting them towards you being saved and going to heaven. So basically, she just wanted her niece to come to be counted as one of the people that she saved, and so that she can get in heaven. It's not nothing about you, my last family member, nothing. Because mind you, her auntie knew she was in that house for over a year. Never tried to come in there, visit her, help her comb her hair, bring her some food, nothing. She just left her in there, left that little note and left. And she said this too. Like, yeah, I know you was in there suffering, doing this, doing that. Like, what? So, comes to find out, the auntie is also mixed. Her grandfather was black. So that means she is like a quarter black. And we can have them debates at another time, but that's what it is. She a quarter black. So she been passing all of this time. Nobody never noticed she was mixed. And the reason why she always did this is because growing up, it was only one black family in this town, Kenosha, where she from. And the black family, the daddy was the janitor at the school, and his son went to their school. And the son used to get tortured every day, beat up, spit on, peed on, all type of crazy stuff. And they called him, he was Albert III, but they called him Little. Now, if you go back, remember when they went to go to the auntie house, that man grabbed her, and he said his name was Little. And so that is the little boy that they tortured when he was little. And yeah, that's a little tidbit about that. But anyway, basically she saw how they treated him, so she never told nobody that she was black or whatever, or mixed. And because she didn't want to be treated that way. And that's how but she still lived an ideology of a white person, even though she's not 100% white. And that's the thing. Ain't nobody 100% white, 100% black, 100% nothing these days. So that whole thing was confusing to me, because I'm like, I don't get it. Like, Charlie could be, have some white in him. So why didn't he die? Is it, like, what's the percentage that you got to be white to die? Or what's the percentage you got to be black? If you 1% black, you don't die. That's damn near everybody. Everybody. If they go back, it's people that got 1% white, black in them. That don't mean that they black, though. That part was confusing. But anyway, So basically the auntie showed her true colors. Sydney pissed off. She run off. Oh, she like, once she found out, she like, I ain't staying here anyway. Like, she mad now because she then found out what her auntie really was on. But her auntie husband, like, oh, you want to run back to Mobile with them, you know, black people who think they so high and mighty. They the reason all them white people dead in the first place. They the reason all them people is dead. They the reason that they killed them. So they tell her about the machine. Now, Charlie was going to tell her about the machine, but they never got a chance. Because it's like, once he found out, she was already gone off doing her own little venture. But fella, the guy that she's with, the boy that she's with, is the king's son. You know, he could have told her. But it's also like, it ain't his place to be telling her stuff like that. That's really something that her parents should have told her anyway. So I could see why he didn't tell her. But she's so mad, she just run off. She like, what? That's what killed that's what killed my family? So she all messed up in the head. So she run off, she leave. She leave, fella. And she like, I'm going to the water, period. Because I guess that's like her peace and solace. Even though that's where her family died, that's like where she go to get a peace of mind. So she run off. Flashback. Charlie still, you know, messed up in the head about this machine. But after he didn't listen to it, he like, I'm going to help y'all fix it or whatever. So Nona, like I said, she is the like, she the speaker. Like, when she say stuff, people be like, okay, they listen. So she tells them flat out, even though if y'all want to turn on the machine or not, it's up to Uncle Charlie. Like, he gonna make the decision, period. But that's what, basically, this is what it led to. Like, all of this hardship, all of his life, all of this stuff led to him at this moment deciding if he's gonna save his family, save his daughter, because he feel like the machine is one of the only ways that he can save his daughter, or if he's not going to turn it on because he want to save the rest of the world. So he in turmoil. He having flashbacks, talking to, thinking about all type of stuff. The lady that he hooked up with, that he like or whatever, I forget what her name is, but she kind of like, she do hoodoo or whatever. She do hoodoo. So she tells him, like, I'm going to read your tarot cards and woo-woo-woo. So when she pulled the cards, girl, only one card come. She like, that's weird, because usually you get like 5 cards. Only one card come for him. And then as she's talking about the card, she starts speaking in his mother's voice. Like, not just his mother's words, but like literally her voice. Like, he hearing his mama's voice come out this lady's mouth. And his mama like, you know what you got to do. Like, period. You know what you got to do. Like, you know, basically she giving him words of encouragement to make a decision about turning this machine on. So after he talked to his mama, he decides he's going to turn the machine on. Fella, the guy who, was with Sydney, comes back and tells them, you know, she done took off, woo-woo-woo. So now he like, this is the only way I'm gonna be able to find my daughter again. So I gotta do it. So they work night and day. Sailor came back, FYI. I forgot to throw that piece in because it really didn't matter. Ain't nothing happened. He left and came back. He came back. They gave him the oil. They gonna give him the oil. He need to fly his plane because that's just how they get down. They, you know, this is like Wakanda. This is basically like, this is what it's giving me. Mobile was like Wakanda without the super duper wealth, because it ain't no money for real. But she tells them, you know, we're going to give you the oil you need, but we need you to help us fix this machine, because he a fixer too. You know, that's what he did, fix planes. So him, Charlie, Hosea, and Harold, the other son who helped build majority of the machine, they all working night and day. They finally fix it. Boom. So the ending, basically, Charlie, because they like, oh, Mardi Gras about to start. So if you know, Mardi Gras actually started in Alabama, not New Orleans. But, so yeah, they like, Mardi Gras coming back home. We about to have Mardi Gras. So this is a perfect time to turn the machine on. Because this whole time they've been saying the machine don't get enough power from the sun. And Charlie, being the smart man he is, he like, no, we get our power from darkness. we get our power from nighttime. I was like, yes, we do. Because being a night's person, like I feel so much energy at night. Like I could be tired all day, y'all. And when it's time for me to go to sleep, I cannot go to sleep because it's like I get a boost of energy. That's when my thoughts get to flowing. That's when I'm like coming up with stuff that I want to do with my life. Like I'm on it. So I understood that thought process. Like we get our power from night, on top of just the whole thing about darkness being bad and blah, blah, blah. But in actuality, darkness is just as good as light. So to bring it home, basically the night of Mardi Gras, they decide to turn on a machine. They turn it on, the book ends. They don't tell us what happens once they turn the machine on, which kind of really pissed me off. Now, I don't know if he did that because he coming out with a part 2. That's what it seemed like these days. Most of the books, most of the authors leave us hanging because they already writing the second part. But basically, yeah, it's left up for our imagination on what happens when he turned the machine on. Does it reach people? Does it make more people kill themselves? Like, we don't know. And that's pretty much the end of the book. Out of 5 stars, I rated it a 4.5 because of that ending. I think they could have did a little bit better with that. Even if you wasn't going to give us a full, oh, this happened, at least let us know what happened with Sydney. Like, they left that on the cliffhanger. She out driving around. They never say if she killed herself, if she come back, if she forgive her daddy, nothing. It's just like, okay, he turned the machine on. Sydney over here walking. She about to, she having an identity crisis. That's the end. So that really ticked me off. That's why I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. But other than that, I really liked that book. I really enjoyed it. It was deep. It had a lot of different meanings. It was diverse in the characters as far as like the backstories and what everybody brought to the table. It was a hot debate at book club about this book, honey. We was getting heated. We was going in all type of ways because it was so much layered into that book that you can bring into now, to history, to future, present, future. Like, it was just so much. So it was definitely a good book to read for a book club because it brought a lot of debate. Sometimes we read books, y'all, and we be like, yeah, it was all right. Okay, next. Like, we don't be having nothing good to say about the book or have nothing really to discuss because it'd be so shallow, But this book was nice and juicy. So it's a lot of different ways you can discuss. A lot of different topics you can discuss out of that book. So I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's it, y'all. I got probably like 3 more Bantu knots to do. I'm reading next. I'm reading 107 Days. It's the Kamala Harris book. That's what I'm reading next with book club. And then I'm also at the same time reading what the heck September House. The September House is supposed to be like a thriller or horror. I don't even know, but I'm reading that I'm about to start that as well. I'm trying to amp up my reading, and audiobooks has been helping, even though I ain't always been, but I prefer to read over listen. It just haven't been working out for me. I haven't been able to finish books because I just don't have time. So the audiobooks have been helping. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for these next 2 books that I'm reading. Both of them, I'm listening to the audiobooks. So I will post another video. I like doing these little sit down, talk, and do my hair. It gets something done, and I get to make a video, so I really like that. So I'm gonna keep it going. In between other reviews and other stuff that I'm doing, I'm gonna keep doing this, and then at the end of the year, I probably would do like a ranking, like of how many ever books I finished for the year. I'll rank them and tell you what was my favorite and what was my least favorite. And I might do a video on books that I did not finish, and why? Because it's a couple. I ain't gonna say it's quite a few, but it's been a good amount of them. Cause some of these books be trash. People be hyping them up. My reading books is like a thing, you know. It's like everything that I grew up loving and doing has turned into like a big popular thing, and it kind of irritates me because then it make it hard for the people who've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been reading books my whole life. I was a book nerd. I was the only child, shit. So that's what it was. But now it's so hard to read. I mean, it's so hard to get a hold of free books, or like, you know, get a hold of good books, because everybody writing books. People writing a book in 6-7 months. It's like, or writing a new book in 6-7 months. Besides Stephen King, who are you? How are you writing these books so fast? Then the books be trash, but TikTok say they're not trash. So then they make us end up wanting to read them, and then they be trash. But here's my knots. I probably did more than I wanted to, but this might last a little bit longer, so we shall see. All right, this was a long one, y'all. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.